Welcome to the Vibrant Yogi podcast, where we explore what it means to live fully, even when life gets hard. I'm your host, Kelsey, founder of the Vibrant Yogi app, writer, and stage 4 cancer thriver, here to hold space for healing, growth, and real, honest conversations. Whether you're here for inspiration, wellness tools, or a gentle reminder that you're not alone, I promise you're in the right place. Welcome back to the Vibrant Yogi podcast. I'm your host, Kelsey Kerrigan, and today's episode, of course, is one that is close to my heart. Today, we welcome Natasha Swinford, fitness coach, YouTube creator, yoga and Pilates instructor, and someone I have had the bittersweet privilege of walking alongside for the past 7 years. Natasha and I were diagnosed with breast cancer around the same time, and now we're navigating recurrence together, something we both never imagined, but of course have found profound connection and strength through. But this episode isn't just about cancer, it's about purpose. It's about passion. It's about building a life that inspires others, even when you're quietly rebuilding and trying to navigate turbulent times yourself. Natasha has built an incredible online wellness community with hundreds of thousands of people tuning into her workouts, her wisdom, and her authenticity. So, my friends, let's welcome Natasha to the show. Hi.
Hi, thanks for having me. Such a
I
nice
am
intro.
so excited to get to talk to you live. I feel like we're always on Instagram talking back and forth that way.
Yeah. And I have scrolled back a number of times to remember stuff about you and your cancer and us talking for years and years and years about this. And it's kind of sad and scary that there's kind of have you noticed there's a group of us that all kind of got diagnosed 2018 to 2019 and about the same time came back and are going on this
for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird. I know. Sometimes I get wrapped up in conspiracy theories. I'm like, what is it about all of this? But I know there are a lot of us who, were originally diagnosed. We all kind of had this little group. And I think that's one thing that's so cool about the cancer community is, right, it's this club you don't want to be a part of.
Yeah.
But once you are, nothing runs deeper, hey?
Yeah. I'm on a ton of Facebook groups and apps and talking to you guys on Instagram and then I've been sharing my journey on YouTube. So I get a lot of people, commenting their stories to me and it's a lot. It's a lot of us.
Do you find it hard showing up in the cancer space?
I don't now. I did when I first was diagnosed because I felt like I was going to have it easy. It was stage 1. The doctors were like, oh, you have a 97% chance it'll not come back. My oncotype score was a 6, which is very low. I didn't have to do chemo. I felt like I got off so easy and I got the surgery, I got the radiation and radiation sounds so scary, but for me, it was just you go in, you get it. By the end, it felt like a sunburn. And I was like, this is, and the fact that it was 30 seconds or you're in there for 2 minutes in and out. When you think about it, you think it's just you're going in this tube and you're going to it just sounds so scary.
Yeah, sounds terrifying.
Yeah. And so that was so much easier than I thought. And I was still teaching. I've actually been teaching classes through every single thing I've gone through, including these recent training of my lungs. I went and taught HIIT class the day after. I mean,
are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know I'm a little bit crazy, but I've never stopped. I've never taken a break from teaching. I had planned to take a break after my lumpectomy. I got subs for the next 2 weeks, and then my phone reminded me the Monday after I had gotten the lumpectomy on a Friday. And on Monday, it was oh, you're subbing in 2 hours. I forgot that I had agreed to sub. So I taught yoga 2 days after that surgery.
You're I guess we're doing this,
yeah,
right?
I'm not going to bail. I'm very, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there early and I'm going to do it. So then I just had to go do it. So
That's wild. So how did you find out initially that you had cancer? Like, what was that like for you?
yeah. So okay. So my husband, got into Cornell for a year MBA program, and we live in California. And so we had just decided we were going to up and move for the year and live in Ithaca, New York. It would be like a fun adventure. And so he went first. My youngest was finishing up kindergarten. We waited like a month and then met him there. And we spent a super fun year, just completely across the country. But I had felt, and I'll say this, my son was 3 and I was still breastfeeding.
Okay.
So we had gone a 3.5 year journey at that point, and I had felt something like really small. I am like the opposite of my husband. I do not worry about things. I guess it's very good that we're like this, like we are opposites. But I never think anything is serious. I am always thinking the best, which is why when I do find out, it's like a huge gut punch because I'm like,
Right.
oh, I'm fine. Like this is not happening. And
Right.
he's like such a warrior. He felt it, and I was like, we had noticed. I don't know. He had some doctor friends, and he was explaining it to them, and he's like, you just need to go get it checked out. I'm like, but we're in Ithaca, and I have no doctor, and I wasn't planning
Mm-hmm.
on seeing a doctor for the year. So finally, like months after him just like pushing me to just like get it checked out, it was mobile, which is not usually the case for cancer. So there were things like we didn't think it was, but when he'd like close his eyes and like try to feel it. He's like, but it has like rough edges. And like,
Mm-hmm.
he's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just get it checked out. So I made an appointment. I went in and he's like, oh, you're young and you're still breastfeeding. I don't think it's anything, but let's he did feel it. And he's like, let's just order um, what is it? The mammogram and a ultrasound, I think. I can't even
Okay.
remember what I did. I think first we did the mammogram. I think it was both. And
Yeah.
then they were like, okay, yeah, let's do a biopsy. Still feeling like it wasn't really anything, but everything's like, let's just do these steps.
Mm-hmm.
But I probably was just reading it like I'm sure at that point they probably knew if you're getting sent for the biopsy, they probably have an idea. But I'm
Right.
still thinking, oh, it's probably nothing. And
I'm fine.
yeah, no, I always like I'm the opposite of most people, which has served me really well because I don't tend to stress about it and I don't really spiral except for the moments when I get the bad news, then I will a little
Right.
bit. So yeah, I got the biopsy, and the worst part about it was my husband had gone to New York City for some like I don't know some conference or something, and we were stuck in Ithaca, me and the kids. And someone just calls me on a Friday and is like, nothing, like gives me no information, just like, yeah, it's cancer. Yeah, yeah,
Stop.
on the phone I think I looked a couple times. It was like a 28-second call because I'm just stunned. I have no question. Like, I don't even know. I'm like, okay. And
That's wild.
yeah, it was bad. I've never had, I mean, I guess I have had some other news over the phone, but I don't know which is worse because then if they had called me in, I'd be like freaking out too.
Right.
But it was pretty bad. I called my husband, I'm just like, it's cancer. And like we have no idea anything. Like, is it small? Is it big? Is it, I just don't know
Ugh.
anything. So I remember like putting the kids in the car and like saying, I'm just gonna pick up this biopsy. I'm like, what can you give me? And I go drive and like pick it up because I have cousins that are doctors. So by the end of the weekend, we had like he rushed home. We had found out that it was his birthday, by the way,
Of course.
November 2nd, 2018. And yeah, so by the end of the weekend, we had found out it was probably early stage. And I think I had already known maybe that it was PR positive and HER2 negative. So it was like the most common kind. So
Mm-hmm.
I was feeling a little bit better. And then every time I go in and actually talk to an oncologist, they always made everything feel a lot better than it is. And, like better than what we're thinking because we're Googling and freaking
Yes. Yes.
every time
Going down the Google rabbit hole.
I get the news and I think, okay, I'm dying. This is it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
how long do I have to live?
And then, so you went 5 years clear and we're on
Yeah.
tamoxifen. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I regret this, but I can't really have regrets because there's something we can do about it. But
Right.
if I feel like if I had known how important tamoxifen was and how there was a chance that I could get it back, because yeah, it wasn't in the lymph nodes. It was just good, like what is the word? Like the
Margins, clear
margins
margins.
around it were all very clear and large, and everyone felt good about it. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to go through menopause. And I didn't really understand tamoxifen is way better than anything like now we have to do. It's just like tricking your body. Like I wish someone had sat me down and explained to me like much more clear that tamoxifen is not even harming you. It's just faking the estrogen in your body. It's not even like
Right.
depleting anything really. So I was bad about it. I didn't want to be on it. I would like skip.
Really?
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
I'm not gonna get this back. Like, I don't wanna go into menopause early. And so I would
Mm-hmm.
just like not take it that. I mean, I was pretty good about it for a few years, but by the fourth year, I was like definitely skipping nights. And then I got COVID and I got this cough and I was like Googling again and I'm like, I read this, it was just like probably not even like legit, but it was like that tamoxifen could cause pleural effusion.
Okay.
And which
So
is
for
like,
those of us who don't know what pleural fusion is, can you kind of dumb it down for us?
yeah. So what it can be, it's basically when your chest wall starts to get get fluid inside. So it happens when you have pneumonia. You'll have fluid in your lungs, in the casing of your lung. It's called your pleural space. And yeah, usually it's common with pneumonia. But if you have cancer, if there are nodules or anything in the way, it will just mess with your system. And instead of the normal draining process that your lungs do, you'll start to accumulate fluid. So
Huh.
I had large pleural effusion by the time I had gotten checked out. And I had just gone into a walk in clinic because I was coughing a lot. I'm like, I just have this cough that won't go away. And they didn't know my history. So they did the x ray. They're like, wow, you need to go on antibiotics. You have like walking pneumonia. And I'm like,
Oh,
okay, that
geez.
makes sense because I didn't understand all this. Now, looking back, if you've had cancer before and you have a cough or you find out you have pleural effusion, it's probably likely that that's where your cancer metastasized to.
Right.
There's always signs that like you figure out later. Where what
Mm-hmm.
yours was to your liver, right?
Yeah, so I'm kind of like a Dalmatian right now. It's I've got spots in my liver, my lungs. I now have a spot on my spine, which is new, and then I have this like lovely. I don't know if you can see like right.
Little
Well,
yeah,
yeah, one of my
there's
lymph
swelling.
nodes, and that's like I've had the lymph node, the liver, the lungs for like since I found out everything. But the spine is like fairly recent, so you know what that's like. Like it's like a gut punch, right?
Do you have pain in
Nope,
your spine? No. So
nope,
is
not
there
at
a
all.
possibility that it's not?
So the first scan that I had, they said potentially, and
Mhm.
then the second scan that I had, they confirmed. So, I mean, they haven't biopsied anything, and I mean, I was off of. So I don't know if you watched or not, but I was off of my chemo for like I don't even know how long, like maybe 6 or 7 weeks, because I had such an adverse reaction to it. And those scans were done after it, so it's kind of hard to tell, right? If things are working, there's so many variables that you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know, right?
Yeah, and you don't wanna get too many PET scan like, of course, I wanna know, but then my oncologist, I was just talking to her a couple days ago, and she's like, "Well, you have to wait 2 months in between." I'm like, "That's scary because they know how toxic, like, all this X-rays and PET scans and,
Hmm.
we're just, like, overloading our bodies, and it's like but we have no choice, and it's all scary, and it's all
It
shitty."
is. It is. So, okay, so you, like me, are in the wellness space. And a lot of people are like, how, like, you're healthy, you don't smoke,
No.
you don't drink, you don't do all the things. How are you the one that ends up with cancer? Do you find it hard showing up as both?
That's a good question because I have found that a lot of us are super healthy and are getting diagnosed. So it could be so many things. And what I've kind of in my mind had to process this is to say it's probably just your body and a perfect storm of all
Mhm.
the things you've done in your life and been exposed to. Because I definitely have not been perfect. I drank a lot in my young, like 20s and 30s.
Who didn't
Yeah,
though, right?
I partied. Like I like to go out shots
Hmm.
with my friends. So I definitely had years of drinking. I did not know that being on birth control for like over 10 years, definitely through my 20s again and early 30s while I'm drinking, like probably a terrible combination.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I can see the factors, but at the same time, every time I've filled out any kind of those tests that we're going to let you know if you are in danger of cancer, I've always started pretty low because there was nothing
Right.
in my family. And then there's also like I had kids later. That's a huge one. I was 30.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I
that's like,
didn't know that it affected it.
yeah, I was 35 and 38 with
Okay.
the two kids. And so yeah, that's actually up there. It's a big one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then so on the days where like you are feeling crappy, how do you continue to show up as a mom, as a wife?
Yeah. So my days of feeling crappy, I've been really lucky, have not really been physical,
Mhm.
but definitely I have the days after I found out, like, first metastasized. And then again, now when the medicine failed and it's, I'm active in cancer again, it's like, it's so hard. It's like you're spiraling, you don't know how long it always goes to, like, you're gonna die, like
A
it
hundred
always goes
percent.
to death because
Worst case.
yeah. And so it's like, how am I gonna be there for my kids? Like I want to see my kids graduate from high school, get married, obviously, be,
Mhm.
have kids, see what they're gonna be. And that's so tough. But for me, moving my body, first of all, it's my job. So I welcome that time when I just like go and teach a class and there's nothing in there except for
Right.
me and the students and teaching the class. And same thing with filming. It's just like I have the drive that I want to continue and I want to show up and feel like myself. And so those things take me out of it and make me feel like I'm me again. But when I definitely spiral and I have to just like my kids know everything. We've been
Mhm.
really open with them about it. But I think because they're 10 and 13, they're not super young, but they have never really seen me sick. I've been fortunate that I haven't even had to do chemo yet, which I'm not like laying in bed or, like I'm still
Right.
to them, I'm the same.
Right.
Um, but they're, it's always scary. They've seen us cry, me, my husband crying about things. And especially, yeah, this one hit me probably the hardest because it's like, this is metastatic. This is something we are going to deal with for the rest of our lives unless
Mhm.
somehow we get that cure.
Mhm.
I've been looking into trials lately since this happened. I actually got a call from Fred Hutch today, so I'm going to call him back after. And
Who's Fred Hutch?
it's in Seattle, and they're doing a lot of really targeting your own cells, kind of like a vaccine for like your
Okay.
specific. So I'm like, get me in something, maybe,
Yeah.
there could be some hope there. I mean, my sister's husband just last week told me that his aunt had skin cancer like 15 years ago and she got into some trial and she's never had anything since.
What?
Yeah. So
Really?
I'm like, yeah, they're doing stuff and they wouldn't be putting all this money towards, these trials if they didn't have confidence in them. So
Mhm.
there's new stuff coming out every day, as you know.
Right.
So,
I know the stuff that we're able to do now was not around even 5 years
yeah,
ago, right?
we might not even be here. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it
pretty
could have already been
crazy.
taken out.
So I think that that's one thing that you and I have really bonded over is like my kids are 10 and 13 as well. And so for you, how do you make it through those dark times where you're thinking like, what if I'm not like I don't want to put this in your like these words in your mouth, but like for me, I'm like, what if I'm not here for my kids? How do you cope with those thoughts, with those feelings? And I know that's maybe a tough question to
Yeah.
answer, but
I don't think we really can. It's like I've gotten to the point where like so ChatGPT has been like my best friend
oh
lately.
my God, I am in a relationship with my chat
Yeah,
GPT.
I've given it all of my biopsies and information. I'm like, so what do you think about this? And like
Yeah,
I'm
tell me
talking
what to do.
yeah. So I haven't asked this yet, but my next question is how do you like are there people that go through these thoughts of like what if you don't make it and like are able to be comfortable with that and not start immediately bawling? Like
Mhm,
how do you
mhm.
I'm not at the point where it doesn't just make me cry like thinking about my kids growing up with that. Like I still have my parents, you know, like I'm
Right.
48. So I can't imagine my little ones having to just do anything without me. They
I
like
know.
my 10-year-old, like he sleeps in the bed still. Like my dog's knocking over
Oh,
the
don't
bed
worry, don't
here.
worry.
You know, like he doesn't do anything for himself. He's like our baby. I nursed him
Right.
till he was 3.5. Like I don't know how to to think about that. You know,
Yeah,
I do want to get to the place. I mean, I'm not even, we're not even close to there yet. So
yeah,
maybe we
yep.
don't need to think about that place, but I do want to, it'd be nice to not just freak out every time you get, like I don't want it to be so dire because that happens. People grow up without parents. I mean,
Yeah,
they'll be okay.
yeah.
It's super
That's
scary.
I think that's the like for me, I'm kind of the opposite of you, where like you know how you're rainbows and butterflies. I'm like what like I want to look at the darkest place sometimes, which at least because then I feel like it's not looking over my shoulder. It's not like this
Yeah.
monster in the closet. And so like shitty, but I've spent a lot of time thinking about that. And for me, I feel like in our lives, the hardest things are the things that have made us who we are
Mhm.
and have given us the strength, right? And I believe that us as moms, like we've given our kids everything they need. And I have full confidence that, like we have raised really cool kids who are self assured, who are confident. And that makes me feel okay, regardless of whatever circumstance, like
Yeah.
whether it's losing me, whether it's, not getting into the school they want, whatever the adversity is, I feel like because they've watched us face this, they have an inner strength that a lot of kids their age don't have the opportunity to experience yet.
It's a great way to look at it. Yeah.
And that's kind of been the only way for me that I can make sense of it or rationalize it. I don't know. I don't know if it lands for everyone, but for me, I'm like, I just have to have confidence in the groundwork that we've laid,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I like that. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and I do feel like that. I know they'll be okay. It's just, who wants to
Yeah.
think of that? But yeah, for the most part, I don't let myself get there, except obviously in these times when it's like I'm in between medications. I don't know what's happening. I can't trust my body right now. It's like everything is
Mm,
like contradictions. Like part of me is like, okay, I'm so healthy. I trained my whole life for this. Like when I first both times when I first got the diagnosis, the first thing you think of is like, okay, I'm going to have to do chemo. Like that's just
right.
what you think of when you think of cancer. So I was like, okay, I'm like working out. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep going and I've trained for this and I can handle this. And then luckily I haven't had to do that. But on the other side, it's like it's just who wants to, none of this is fair. It's like a world of contradictions. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I've never let myself get to the question though, like, why me?
Right.
That's a huge one. It's like, why not me? Like, it's happening everywhere. Young people. I mean, I feel like, I'm kind of in the middle. I was 42 when I was diagnosed, so it's
Right.
considered young. But then I look at, you and people in their 20s and 30s, and it's like, you can't think that way. It's just, it could happen to anyone. And
Yeah, it serves absolutely no
there's no
purpose.
purpose. And in a way, it's like, I am fortunate. My husband has a great job. We have amazing insurance. I've never had any issues with that.
Mm-hmm.
I am healthy, and it hasn't even gotten to the point where it's affected. I've told you I've never even stopped like teaching fitness, and so there's so many rainbows, good side,
Yes.
the upside to look at. So, for the most part, I live in that world, and I feel very lucky that my mind, for the most part, is very optimistic. My
Mm-hmm.
husband's the one that spirals, and he doesn't want to go to doctors because he doesn't want to know things. I'm like, we have to know, we have to know. Like, I am the person looking, like, you are the opposite of me, actually. That's true too, because you didn't care about I am on my chart, like, waiting for something to release. Like, I need to know all the information.
Doesn't that give you so much anxiety though?
It's not fun, but I have to know things. Like, I want all the information so I can start researching and talking to ChatGPT and looking for.
I wish I was more like that. I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, God, it's so nice because we live it every single second of every single day, right? So sometimes I'm like, I remember the moment I was diagnosed, I was like, oh, I wish I just appreciated the moment before my world changed a little bit more. So sometimes I love to just give myself that little moment of like, shit could hit the fan at any point, and we don't know, like, cancer or no cancer, shit can hit the fan, right?
Yeah.
And so I kind of like to live in this little ignorance is bliss state every once in a while, just to, to keep.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because I'm mostly optimistic, and I think that I'm going to get the good news. So I'm looking for
I
the
like
good news.
that. I gotta try your
Well,
strategy.
I think it's also because I've had, up until this point, I was NED all of last year. So, like, I keep getting this, like, getting on these highs and like riding them, and I think that does make the fall like a little more difficult.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm so lucky, like, everything's been easy, and then it's like, shit. Like,
Yep.
I thought I was gonna have more time. I really thought I was gonna be one of those people that got the 5-10 years on Kisqali, and now we are, trying to figure out what's next. I'm on 2 drugs that we don't know if they're working, because you don't really know, and you don't know how long to stick them out for. Like, do I wait for the PET scan? But we made the decision I'm going to change to the third line, because we did a biopsy, and I have some of the mutations, like, is it PIK3CA?
You know way more than I know.
And then ESR1 or something. Now I'm forgetting. But yeah, I get into all the nitty gritty, and then try to, like, I was like messaging my oncologist team, from ChatGPT. I'm like, are you sure this is the one? Like, should we be going to TrueCap, or should we go with Pickray? And then it's nice to have her feedback, because she has the knowledge of the people on the drugs, and she's like, that's way harder on people. So I'm like, okay,
oh, interesting.
Give me the easier one. Yeah.
And so has yours mutated like with HER2 at all?
No, it's still considered HER2 negative. I think it was like a 1 and a 3. Is that low? Do you know what yours is?
So she said, I think I'm like a 2, I think. And she said that's enough for me to try in HER2 after.
Okay. I've heard good things about that one. My husband's stepmom had a lot of success with that one.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like we just, we keep going. We keep trying the next.
Yeah.
I feel like ChatGPT is going to get to the point where we like put in all of our stuff, and it's going to have a tailored, exactly what we should do. And we just need to like hang on and have hope long enough
Yeah.
that
We're so close. We're so close
so close.
to making this. Like, I mean, even my oncologist said it's kind of like HIV, where you just like, you have a chronic illness and you keep
Yep.
taking the drugs. But it's still scary because you do feel like there is an end to the lines for us.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
you can't go on forever. And then, yeah, I'm like, what you just have no way of knowing like what's going to work, and then the one that I'm on can make the next one like a little less effective, so I'm like trying to get my hands on the new one so I can like get away,
Right.
because I don't want to like jinx just screw it up, and
Yeah, yeah,
do
yeah.
the wrong things. So
Such a juggling act, hey?
yeah, it
Ugh.
really is. So
And so then with because you have like a massive YouTube following, you've got so many people following in on your journey. How have you managed to like keep it all going with the shitstorm that's kind of happening
yeah,
behind the scenes, especially lately?
yeah. So I have definitely let go of Instagram a lot. I use Instagram now to like talk to people in the DMs,
Yeah.
to rage against my political like like it just I am so open. I actually do not care if I lose followers. I am going to be like 100% me.
Yeah.
I hate the current administration and what's going on in America, and so I will rage about that. And then, you
I love your posts. Like they are so funny. Some of them I'm like, yes.
I blast like my parents are the opposite, and so
No way,
yeah,
really?
it sucks.
That's kind of
Um,
funny.
yeah, they are like, the boomer Fox News, like typical. I don't understand it. It's affecting myself with the cancer research.
Mm-hmm.
Trump is affecting my child who's non-binary. It's like it hits me from all angles, and not only that, like even if it didn't affect me personally, I would still be, horrified for
Right.
people less fortunate than me. So yeah, so I use it as that, and I'm lucky if I post like every Saturday I post. I'm actually proud of this. I'm in a group of like girls that we've been posting a pose of the week for 6 years since before my diagnosis, and I've
Jeez.
never missed a Saturday, no matter what I was going
Some of those poses are
through.
bonkers too. Like for our listeners, if you haven't checked out her Instagram, she like contorts her body into some of these wild poses. But what I love about it is that you show how,
How to do it.
and you also show like the not so pretty side of it, where like you're
Yeah,
falling out of it or
totally. That's the fun part. Showing the bloopers, just being real, not taking anything too seriously. I've
yeah.
been able to do the hardest things, and then they come and go, and it's like kind of realize what's important, and do I need to be pushing my body like that hard every day to keep up with that? So I've definitely lost like a lot of cool things I used to be able to do, but I'm still really strong, and I know that, I can still do a lot. So I just want to keep up with what feels good for me.
Mhm.
And yeah, so far I think that the fitness has obviously only helped. I don't have a lot of the side effects, luckily, that a lot
Yeah.
of people have complained about, like the joint pain and the fatigue. I've never had the fatigue from any of the
Oh, you are
stuff.
so lucky.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, I know chemo is different, so I'm not gonna say that. I'm sure I will be in in the place of taking those and feeling tired, and that's okay. I'll sleep. I mean, I'm in bed some days at 4 anyway, just because I've done everything. I'm like, I'm done with my day, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna lay in bed for the rest of the day and read a book and watch TV. And like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
totally fine. I've always been like that, even before cancer. I'm like, get me to bed by 4 or 5 so I can do nothing, because I did
Oh, that
so
sounds
much.
wonderful.
Now my kids are at the age where, one, they're so picky that I'm like, you are going to do your own dinners and like figure out your stuff, because I make 3 different things and they won't eat it. So I'm like, especially the 13-year-old, they will go in the kitchen and make their own dinner, make their own everything. So I'm like, I can't just make you 3 meals. So I'm done. You've done for
Yeah, you do
yourself. My
you.
husband will step in. Yeah, we all kind of be totally different. And
Yeah.
since when I first found out I was metastatic, I went like so hardcore on the diet thing,
I
thinking that
remember that you went keto, right? And
yeah,
like,
I mean, I'm still pretty much doing it, but I was so strict. I was eating between 8 and 4. So after 4, I wasn't even eating. So I'd be like, okay, you guys are gonna have this and do your own thing.
right.
Yeah, so I was hoping, you always look at all the alternatives too, and some of them are wacky and some of them make sense. So I was like, I'm gonna
Hmm.
try this keto thing, and it, I don't know. I was like, it didn't help. So what am I doing? But my oncologist was like, maybe it did.
Isn't that the worst?
You
Like, you
felt
don't
great.
know.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't know anything if anything you're doing is right. But I do know I felt super good, and I didn't have the fatigue. And
Hmm.
when you're eating like just regular carbs, like you always have those highs and lows throughout the day. And like I
Right.
remember just when I would eat normal and I thought I was eating healthy, and maybe I was, I don't know, but I would always crash and want like a second coffee. And this diet has given me such consistent energy through the day because
Really?
I'm not eating any carbs or sugar. So you're just like,
Yeah.
you just feel good. It's
And are
bizarre.
you still doing it? Like, no carbs, no
So
sugar?
I am. I'm still doing it. I don't know if it helped or not,
Yep. Yep.
but I feel like it's made me feel good and have some control over what I'm doing. But I'm not as crazy. Like I was measuring, just peeing on the ketone sticks. I was like all in. Now, if
Hmm.
I want to have like a half an apple, which is pretty sad that that's my good treat.
Right.
I'm not like totally rigid anymore. So
Right.
I've even had like a piece of sourdough bread with like avocado and eggs. So I'll like try to do something maybe with a little carbs, but then load up like the fat with it. So
Right.
I'm,
I would die without carbs.
I
Carbs are
know
like my jam.
I know it's the carbs are the best. I mean,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
you definitely get used to it. And when you feel so good, I'm just like,
You don't miss it, I bet.
yeah,
Hey.
I don't really. I've kind of found alternatives for everything. Um, like for pasta, I always do like heart of palm and these shirataki noodles.
Okay.
And to me, I don't know if it's in my mind or like I've always
Hmm.
been pretty strict with nutrition and the way I ate. So I've been able to just feel like I'm still eating the pasta. It tastes like it to me. But I know some people are like my dad's diabetic, and he's like, I'm gonna try to eat like you, and he was like, absolutely not. This
I'm out.
is yeah. He tried. I actually ordered all the like noodles and the alternatives, and I'm asking my mom like, is he eating it? Did he like it? And she's like, no.
Fair, fair. I feel like if you're like a carb person,
Yeah,
you
I mean,
love the
I
carbs through
was
and
for
through.
sure. My favorite food was like French fries. So
Yeah. And so you don't do any of that anymore.
no, I haven't.
Good
No.
for you. Good for
Yeah,
you. How long did it take for you to kind of like feel the benefits of it?
really quickly.
Like days?
Yeah, pretty much
Really?
right away. I felt, yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of figuring out, like
Hmm.
it's such a huge shift. Everything I did
Yes.
revolved around carbs. So it was a lot of like trial and error and trying new things and yeah, just adjusting. But yeah, when you take out the sugar and you just have the steady state of energy and
Hmm.
no crashes, I felt pretty good right away. Yeah.
I feel like you're giving me
I
something to think
know.
about.
I think it's worth at least, yeah, maybe
Just exploring even,
taking
right?
away certain things. Yeah, I mean, keto is so extreme because I couldn't even eat fruit. And I'm still pretty much doing it that way. You can have berries, so I'll have
Right.
like raspberries and strawberries. But yeah, it's very extreme. So I lightened up on that because I obviously didn't help 100%.
Hmm.
I but I do think it curbs the side effects of the drugs. The ones that I'm on now have some shitty ones. I have like mouth sores.
Oh, aren't
So
those the
and
worst?
it's making food taste bad. So right now I don't even want to eat, like nothing tastes good to me. So
Right.
I'm looking forward to moving on to the next one, but the next one
Yeah.
has like the number one side effect. Drum roll, please. Diarrhea. So
Oh my God.
I've
It's
already ordered
it's the
Imodium and
worst. I
it's
know.
fine.
When I first like that was a part of the thing when I first switched on to capecitabine, which I'm on right now.
Okay.
It's like I was so ill. I was it was coming out both ends. I couldn't keep anything down. And I lost like 25, 30 pounds in
Whoa.
December.
Oh my God.
And I guess it was just the dose was way too high, right? So once we kind of like lowered it and now things are better. But yeah, I was like popping Imodium like they were damn Tic Tacs. It
I
was
just
like
ordered them like just on standby, just like I have like mouthwash for these, which did happen.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm very terrified of that because that's like 70%. That's like the main one on the next one. The
Right,
main
right.
one is the mouth sores. And I'll have like do you know like it'll feel like a little infected pore, like that pop up
Yes.
all over my
Yes.
head. Do you have
Isn't
that?
it weird? Yes. Like on my last one, I would get that.
Like
It's
the
the
most
weirdest
right?
things, right?
Yeah, and I have like this big like under the skin like pimple. So I used one of my 13-year-old's like pimple patches.
Yay for pimple patches,
I
right?
know.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's like every new, yeah, like what's gonna happen with this next round? Like you just
Right.
have no idea what you're up against. But like I said, the fact that I'm still moving and I'm still filming, I've since this latest plural fusion and getting drained, and I have maybe taken a 2-week break from filming actual YouTube classes.
Mm-hmm.
But I get so antsy. I'm just like, I gotta do it. It's like something that I like have to do. I don't know
I
why,
get that.
And
It's a
so
creative outlet, you know?
it is. And it's just, I've been so consistent since I started the channel and with Instagram too, that it's just like, I don't want to lose everything I've worked for. And when you take like a
Right.
month off and then your, um, what's it called? Your engagements in the tank, So it's like you kind of got to stay consistent and yeah, it's just something, it's like my thing that I do. So I don't want to
Yeah.
let that one go. And I feel
So
good
if
doing it.
people wanted to connect with you and like do your classes, where can they actually find those?
So I am on YouTube, Natasha Fitness Made Fun. My Instagram is at Natasha Swinford, which people probably have no idea what that is, but my last name's Swinford, and my oldest kid is named Winter. So I thought Winter was just like a cool thing because when I started the channel in 2012, it was all pictures of the baby.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair.
And then it
Oh,
evolved
I love that.
when they were a little bit under 2. I found yoga challenges and
Mm-hmm.
that like took over. I was doing 5 challenges a month. So I would post like probably like up to 9 like yoga poses a day.
Really?
Yeah, I was like one of those probably annoyed. Like I'm sure a lot of my friends were just like mute. Like I just would post all day long. Like I got so into it. And I have taught yoga and done fitness since I way back in high school, I joined a gym, was like all into the classes. Like, this is so fun. It's like you can work out and have so much fun doing it.
Right.
And so I got so into it. Then I started teaching. And then Instagram opens up this whole other world where you're like, I done a little bit of gymnastics growing up too. And in yoga, you just see like, okay, warrior 1, warrior 2. When you're doing trainings, I don't think people, well, maybe they knew somewhere, but Instagram really put it on the map that you could be doing like all these cool acrobatic stuff too.
Yeah.
So once I saw everyone like doing handstands, I was like, oh, this is
I found my people.
yeah. So I was doing handstands. I taught myself like how to handstand press, and I was like, every single day I was like working on things, and it just like was so much fun. And then yeah, I didn't even know growing your account was a thing, but it just
Mm-hmm.
kind of evolved into what it is today. But yeah, for Instagram, I've definitely kind of cut back a little bit. I'm still on there every day, but I probably
Yeah.
post like 2 or 3 times a week and not
Yeah,
9
yeah,
times
yeah.
a day.
Yeah, fair. And then,
Yeah.
so YouTube, is it like a subscription that they do, or are your
Yeah,
classes just
all
up
my
there? Like,
classes.
how does that work?
Yes. Everything is free eventually. First, I'll release the classes to my members. So I have like a group of paying members that just get everything like right away. Like I'll film and edit and then they get it. And then maybe pretty close after, a couple weeks later, I'll just put it out. Like every Friday, I put a class out. And yeah, and that's grown. I think I have 40,000 followers there. So, or subscribers.
Jeez.
I mean, it feels slow growing, when you're in
Does
it.
that even feel real? Like, do you know how many people
Yeah,
that
I
is?
know. I know. It's really bizarre to think about. Um, yeah, same with Instagram. But I also think it's like I've been there so long. Like, how many people are actually active on my Instagram account? And
Yeah.
then things change so much with how many people actually see your posts. So that's kind of a
Right.
bummer. It used to be like everyone saw everything in the timing, and so everything changes, and you just gotta roll with it. And yeah,
Hmm.
so I've definitely put more focus on YouTube because I actually get some money there. you know
Right. Right. It makes it a
it's
little
not
bit
much,
easier.
but
Yeah.
yeah, it makes it worth it. And then I guess with Instagram, with IG, I have sponsors. So I work with Aloe and Lifeform, and I get some really cool perks with that. So
Oh,
yeah,
I love that. I love that. I know I always love seeing your little outfits that you've got, and like the aloe stuff is so I just love their stuff.
yeah.
We don't have a lot of it. Like there's not a store in Vancouver.
Okay, yeah,
So you always have to do the online, or like there's a store in Alberta, which is like the province over from us. But yeah, so I see yours. I'm like, okay, add to cart, add to
yeah. I know it's
cart.
pricey, but that stuff lasts. Like I have
Yeah.
Aloe stuff from 5 years ago that looks brand new.
Isn't that crazy,
Yeah,
hey?
yeah.
Oh, I love it. Okay, well, I honestly I appreciate you coming on and being so transparent with your journey, even though like we're smack dab in the middle of it. And I hope to do another one of these in the future. What do you kind of see being on the horizon for you with not just health, but with like with
Yeah.
yoga, with your business, with your kiddos, like all that stuff? What's the future hold?
Yeah. Well, just more of the same. I'm just living life like you, one day at a time. I'm
Hmm.
just want to continue with everything I'm doing and watch my kiddos grow and get into high school and colleges. And
Hmm.
I guess the fun thing right now is like you probably saw, I don't know if you saw my puppy. So we are
Oh, so
a
cute.
house full of animals. I have 4 cats and 2 dogs, a giant doodle, and then like a mini one that we just
Oh,
added a couple months ago. So
he
that's
is
like
so. Is it a girl or a boy?
the giant one's a boy and the little one's a girl. Yeah.
She's so. The color of her is so beautiful.
Yeah. So it's like, just enjoying life and the animals. And that's all I can really hope for is just to stick around and be here and keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, not taking a single day for granted, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
feel
we
you.
made our life so it's hard to travel because of all the vets. So
Yeah.
I
You're
mean,
like, come look after the Brady Bunch of animals for
yeah,
us,
we are
please.
gonna go to San Diego next month. So I'm like, okay, gotta hire someone to like come in and check out all the cats, and then we're gonna bring the dogs. So
Are you?
we're gonna
It's so
rent a
fun
big
traveling with them.
property, and yeah, my husband's brother and his family who live in Florida, and so our kids have never even met their kids, and they are mine are 10 and 13, and there's an 11-year-old and like 20 and 24 or something. So we're
Oh,
all gonna get together, and so yeah,
that'll
hit
be
up like
so good.
the zoo and get a place with a pool. We're actually most excited to see the dogs like in a pool and
Yeah,
see if they
yeah,
can
no
swim.
doubt, eh? Oh, they'll figure it out. They're doodles. They'll
Yeah,
figure it
we're gonna
out.
throw them in the water.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, just
Okay,
one
well,
day at a time.
I feel the same way, right? Like you can't take a single day for granted, and you just kind of keep plugging along as long as you can. Hey,
Yeah,
amazing. Well, you
we'll be
guys,
here. We'll be here a long time.
I know we're gonna do this again when both of our kids are graduating. We're gonna, right? We're gonna
Yeah,
celebrate all the wins,
yeah, and
right?
I'm so proud of you. Like you have written a
Oh,
book, you have a podcast, you have your own like channel. I don't even know. I tell my husband, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be going on this podcast with this. He knows about your book because I was reading it, and I'm like,
yeah.
he's just like one of those people that does everything.
But I feel like you're probably very similar, where like
We got to keep
when
doing
the
stuff.
yeah, when the threat of not being able to do everything becomes very apparent, you're like, okay, if I walked out and got hit by a bus tomorrow, would I be happy with everything I've accomplished? And for me, writing a book was on my heart for years and years and years. And like the self-doubt that comes in. You're like, who would want to read
Yeah.
this book? Who am I to write the book?
Yeah.
And finally I was like, fuck this, enough. Like it's on my heart, and I feel like things are put on our heart for a reason. And so, I
Yeah.
love that you read it. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you are helping so many people. And I know that, just all we can do is share our stories. And I do love that we're in the era of having so much information at our hands. So although it's scary, it's like we have access to the knowledge and we have so many resources and people like us. Like before, you were just on your own. You didn't have anyone to talk to. And
could you imagine doing it without the Instagram community? Like,
absolutely not.
Right? You would feel so alone.
So alone, and we get to find people that are on the same protocols as us and get the information. And everyone's different, but it's just nice to know that there's tons of us and so many thriving. So
I know those are the best, when you see people who are doing what we're doing and it's like 20 years later. You're like, oh, I'm going to be you. I'm going to be you.
We're going to be that. So.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you again so much for coming on, for making the time for us. And we will definitely check in with you soon.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Take care. A huge thanks to our listeners for tuning into today's conversation. I hope that it reminds you that healing is not linear, and that sometimes the bravest thing that we can do is to keep showing up for ourselves. If this episode moved you, share it with someone who might need to hear it too. You can also leave us a review, tag us on socials, or come hang out with us in the Vibrant Yogi app, where we have built a wellness community that is rooted in real life. And remember, you don't have to be fearless to be powerful. You just have to keep going. So until next time, be well.